of lies. What it really is a metaphor for all the myths and false narratives surrounding motorcycles and riding. I'm going to start talking about myths, misconceptions, and straight out bullshit. I want to start off with one of my favorites. One of my favorite myths is riding season. The phrase, it's used quite a bit. If you've been riding for any length of time, you would have heard riding season. Riding season's almost here. Riding season's almost over. You'll hear that all the time. Riding season does not exist. The phrase riding season is total bullshit. I know there's a lot of people that have that thought in their mind that riding season is a thing. And this is where it gets triggering. We're almost in the middle of November here. I know a few of you are probably going to be able to look out your window and see the snow on the ground and go, what the hell is he talking about? No riding season. Like most sane people, I don't ride in snow and ice, and I don't ride very far in wet weather even. Cold, wet weather, you won't see me riding much. So if you're looking out your window right now at snow and going, what the hell is he talking about? It's completely not riding season. Well, it's the second week in November here in Alabama, and I am lucky enough to be able to ride year-round here. And my favorite riding season starts around September, late September, early October, when things start cooling off. So I've just got a different perspective than most people. And the only time I've ever spoken the phrase riding season is to poke fun at the people that actually believe that there is a riding season. Okay, you don't like to ride when it's cold. I get it. If all you have to ride is a t-shirt and short pants and flip-flops, I can understand why you only want to ride down to the bike night once or twice during the summer. I get that that is your riding season, but there is no riding season anywhere on planet Earth. I am not advocating riding in the snow and ice or even in the cold rain. I think it can be miserable. What I am suggesting is that you remove that phrase from your vocabulary because there is no riding season. There's the time of year that you prefer to ride and the time of year that you don't. For a lot of people like me, I'd like to ride all year round if I can. If it's cold and rainy, I'm probably not gonna go very far, if at all. If there's ice and snow, I'm not gonna ride just like you. But to suggest that there is a time of year that is appropriate to ride is complete bullshit, especially since your riding season may differ from somebody else's. 98% of the time in my life that I have heard the phrase riding season, I have heard it from somebody that lives down here in the South, which makes it it blows my mind. And my only guess is that maybe they got that phrase from somebody up north. Nobody wants to crash their bike on the ice and the snow and get salt all over their bikes. I get that. But what about the people down here? What about the people in Florida, Texas, Arizona, Southern California? People that could ride all year round, what the hell are they doing talking about a riding season? It doesn't make any sense to me. It must have originated somewhere in the north, somewhere where it snows, where it's a little bit more obvious that you probably don't want to ride your motorcycle when it's 2 feet of snow on the ground and you know, you have to put a snow plow on the front of your motorcycle. You know, that's kind of ridiculous. But my guess is the people that adopted it down here in the rest of the world, the pleasant part of the country during winter, my guess is that they just don't have any imagination or that they just don't have any cold weather gear. That's probably more likely down here because I know so many people that don't ride with gear at all. If they have any gear at all, it's a helmet and some fingerless gloves, t-shirt, jeans, maybe some boots. So my guess is, hey man, when it gets cold, I gotta park the bike because I don't have anything to wear to keep me warm and my hands get cold because those fingerless gloves. That's my only guess. I really am curious about the origins of this phrase, whether it just came from the Eskimos or, seal hunting season, reindeer season, and riding season. Yeah, really? That's what makes me think of. It's like hunting season. We have a hunting season here. It starts on this date and goes to this date. You can bow hunt between these days and these days. You can black powder hunt between these days and these days. But it just blows my mind to think that somebody said, Yeah, riding season. That's a thing. It's if there's a riding season, what day does it start on? And what day does it end on? Does it start with Memorial Day and end with Labor Day? Do you have to change your clothes at some point? I would like to know your opinions about riding season, if you've ever used the phrase. Stuffing your bike in the corner of your garage and covering it in cosmoline and mothballs, that just doesn't make any sense to me, because I would think that most people are going to get a day or 2 or 10 during the winter even, that there is a time that you can get your bike out ride. What is it about June and August, this short window of time, what is it about those dates that make it so pleasurable to ride and everything else so uncomfortable? To me, it doesn't make any sense other than gear and the fact that all your friends have put their motorcycles up. People just give up on riding, I guess. If you know the answer of the origin of riding season, leave a comment. If you have any answers to the questions that I've asked so far, I'm working on other myths. I want to cover quite a few. I've got quite a few myths in my mind. You may have heard a few of them before, but I want to go into a little bit more detail and tell you how silly a lot of these myths are and how you should disregard them. And especially riding season, come on, don't let somebody else tell you when you can ride your motorcycle. You're missing out on probably 4 or 5 months out of the year that you could be riding. Don't wait for the date. When the sun's shining and the roads are dry and it's not 10 degrees outside, get out on your motorcycle and ride. Put some miles on, have some fun. You'll see some stuff when the leaves are down, especially. Yeah, you don't ride your motorcycle when the leaves are falling. Heck, the leaves are still falling here. What is your date? When do you vacuum pack your motorcycle? What time of year? September, October, November, December? I really want to know everybody's date. What is your date? What date do you stop riding your motorcycle? Is there a sign? Is there a lightning bolt from the sky that says riding season is over? What is it? What is the thing that makes you say, I'm done riding? 6 months, 8 months from now, I'll be riding again. I'm really curious. I really want to know. Leave me a comment. What do they do in Antarctica? You know, there's always snow on the ground there. Well, I guess they probably don't ride very far. All right, I think I'm still recording.